Hi friends, welcome to the Dreadlock Culture channel. My name is Nadia, and in today's video, you're going to be with me as I cut my locks for the first time. I've considered doing this for over a year now, and for one reason or another, I just keep putting it off. I think part of it is I'm just so attached to them, and then another part is just I haven't made the time to do it. So now I just decided it's time, I have to do it, and mainly it's not so much because they're heavy, which they are, and I haven't weighed them yet, but I know that they're very heavy, especially when I take a shower and I get them wet. They weigh a whole lot on my neck, and so I haven't had recently any issues with neck pain, even though I have suffered that in the past. But at this point, they're just kind of becoming a nuisance, and they're very in the way of everything, as much as I hate to say it. So they get caught in doors, they get caught in between my clothes, and half the time I just feel like I'm fighting them. And so I decided I'm going to cut them up to my belly button length, because that was a comfortable length for me when I got there. Probably I would say maybe around year 5 or 6. And yeah, we're gonna start off there and let's see how it goes. I'm honestly a little anxious about this. I've never had a problem cutting hair in the past, but it's been more than 8 years since my last haircut. And yeah, there's definitely a different attachment level to locks than regular loose hair, at least for me anyway. So anyway, here we are. There's, of course, we are in my bathroom, so the lighting isn't perfect and the sound might not be perfect, so I apologize for that, but this is the best way that I can do it. And anyway, thank you for joining me and being here. So let's get started. I'm gonna use these hair cutting scissors, probably not the best kind, but these ones I got at maybe a Target or something. And I brought all my hair to the front. Again, I'm not gonna do this the most professional way. But I'm going to start, my belly button is way down here. And I'm going to show you before and after pictures, but I'm probably going to be taking out, I don't know, about definitely more than 6 inches, maybe about somewhere between 6 and 12 inches of hair. So let's see how this goes. Okay, I have you in a different angle now, so maybe you can actually see better. But anyway, here we go. I'm going to start maybe with, I don't know, the ones on the bottom in the neck. Look closer to the neck area. These are the longest. Look, they go down to my butt, down past my butt, actually. Maybe I'll do this one. Okay, we're just going to start this way and sort of measure. This is so unprofessional, but anyway. Okay, there goes number 1. In a previous video, I showed you how to turn your blunt lock ends into wispy ends. And if you remember from that video, I cut them at an angle and then I cut them straight across. And the final result, which I believe I showed a photo of it at the end, I believe, or no, actually it's in a blog post. So go look at the blog that's linked to that video. But if you cut them at an angle, it turns the wispy end a little bit nicer than if you just go straight across. So that's why I'm cutting mine at an angle. And I don't know yet when I'm going to brush them out. I might do it this weekend. Look at this. I might do it this weekend. But for now, the goal is just to get them cut. And also, what I love about my locks right now, being as long as they are, is that they are all different lengths because they grew that way. I don't know if I might just see how they look like this and then brush them out into wispy ends in the next few days. And based on how long they look, I might cut them a little bit shorter to give myself a little bit more of dimensions or layers, you could say. Look, even these ones, I'm doing such a bad job, but whatevs. That's supposed to be the same length, so I'm obviously not the best at this, but anyway. Okay. Yeah, they're all going to be a little different, which is fine. This is so surreal to me. There's a lot of history in these locks, I feel like everybody could say that about their own locks. I think that's also what makes it hard to let go a little because you have so many memories attached to them. But anyway, it had to happen. These are so bad. Let me show you this. They're so uneven. This is me doing my best job. Anyway, when you brush these out, if you do the same and you brush yours out, if you don't have like blunted ends, I guess if you have them blunted too, it wouldn't, it would look cool to have them in layers. But yeah, that part you won't be able to tell as much how bad I did it once I brush the ends out. For now, though. This is also going to be really fun to do new hairstyles because I didn't really get into hairstyles, like a variety of different cool hairstyles, like the videos I've shown you guys. I didn't really get into that until maybe the last year. So I haven't experimented with hairstyles in shorter locks. So that'll be fun. I can get into that now and show you guys in future videos. I can show you how to style medium length locks. Would you consider this medium? I would, right? I think the long ones I'm cutting right now, those are long. I think this length is probably, I would say medium, maybe. I don't know, somewhere between here and here is medium. Okay. These scissors are doing a pretty good job. Oh, I don't know about this one. This one, yeah, I think I'll cut it up a little bit higher maybe. Okay, there's half of my head right here. Now I have to do this other half. Okay, let's see how good I can do this. Try to match it. One thing is, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring this one to the other side. Use it as a guide. See if it helps any. A little bit. It will. That'll help a little bit. Okay. It's a short. That's really short. Whoops. Some of these too, like from here to here, this is mostly just like wispy, a little bit further, but most of this are wispy ends, which have, turned into dead ends, and they're very, very thin. So I think I'm also going to do a little trim here and just make new wispy ends. Look, tiny little baby up there. So what about this one? Yeah, I could do a little bit on this one too. One of the reasons that I'm also excited that I'm doing this is because if you've seen any of my previous videos, and you'll know this, but if you haven't, when I got my locks installed almost 8 years ago, it's been more than 7.5 years now, I first started with the crochet method. When I went to get them professionally installed, they started them with the crochet method, but also interlocking. And so there's actually a lot of sections all around my locks that have never fully locked because the interlocking method does not work on Caucasian or type 1 hair like I have. It works really good on type 4 hair. And there's also a technique that you have to do with interlocking, because just like passing the hair through the same hole is going to create holes in your locks. So there's a specific technique, which I know my loctician in the past, she used the right technique, but interlocking just doesn't work for my hair type. So then I ended up with a lot of sections. I don't know if you're going to be able to capture this on camera, but if not, I'm also going to show a picture of it so you can see. But there's a lot of sections like this one here that have not fully locked. It's just like hair wrapped around the lock, but it's not actually locked properly like the other parts of my hair. So that's one of the things that when I started my lock journey and I learned that this was a wrong technique, I asked my loctician at that point to just do crochet on my hair, just my roots when I did maintenance. The rest, I have not had actual any crochet work done on the rest of my locks, just the roots. But I just couldn't wait to have more uniform locks and to have the interlocked portions removed, I guess. So anyway, kind of excited about that. Even though, depending on the length of my locks, some are going to still have that interlocking part, but most of them won't anymore. So anyway. This one too, for instance, like, I don't know if you can see it there, but this section feels super weak, and then it gets like all like strong and knotted down at the bottom. But there's like about this section that's just like, it's knotted, but it's fairly weak. I don't know why. So I'm also kind of glad to be chopping the weak section off. That'll reinforce. It's like almost opens up like right away. I don't know if it was just a lot of hair that didn't knot the same way as the others. I'm not sure why I did that. I'm debating if, hey, I'll cut these like an extra inch to match the rest. I feel like these ones got a little longer. Okay. Only a few more to go. I feel like maybe they're not as uneven as I think they are. I don't know. Maybe when I look at the before and after photos, it'll be a little bit more obvious, but last one. Okay. And there you have it, my friends. I think that's it. Oh, this feels so weird. But I like it. So I'm not going to keep them blunted like this. I do like the soft wispy look, but today's Friday, so maybe by tomorrow, sometime into this weekend, maybe I will probably get working on the ends unless I get busy with something else. Maybe I'll postpone it for a few days. I'm not sure. But I think within the next week, I will have those wispied out. And yeah, if you're interested in wisping your locks, I have a video on that, like I said. And yeah, I'll show you the before and after photos. So thanks for hanging out with me and for doing this. And yeah, sorry about the video quality. Sorry about the lighting probably, and the noise or the audio. I know it's not the best, but this is what we had for today. So anyway, hope you're doing great, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.